What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Barrens Hideout Podcast. I'm Dustin.
And I'm also Dustin.
And I'm Anna.
And today we are bringing you episode 2 of Tales from the Barrens. Anna, scary laugh quick.
Mwah.
Yes. God damn it.
Nailed it.
Got it. But we couldn't do this alone. I brought my brother in arms from B Action over. We got Charlie. Charlie, what the hell's up, man?
What's happening? You guys realize that an acronym could be DAD, right?
Or
Dustin, Anna, Dustin.
Or add. Or dad.
Dad. I mean, yeah,
That
was the very first thing. Like, as soon as we announced Anna, I was like, our acronym's DAD.
Yeah.
My brain just went to the Terminator. Da-da.
So, if you guys are new to Tales from the Barrens, what we do is put 3 short films together to create our own anthology. We thought it'd be super fun to shine light on these short films because some of them are better than we get in the fucking movies in the theaters. So, 'tis the season, though, guys. We have all holiday-themed shorts this time.
How festive.
Pretty
I'm
goddamn
not wearing
festive.
shorts, Dustin.
I don't wear shorts at all. Pants?
Yeah.
Podcasting. Wait, we're in video format too, right?
I'm not wearing socks.
I can't stand up then.
I can't stand up. Sorry. Wrong server, Charlie. So, I guess, I don't know, Dustin, do you want to kind of like kick us off?
Yeah. Did you have a specific order of these that you wanted to do?
We could do it how we listed it off just a little bit ago when we picked.
That's
So,
fine.
what we do is we're going to rate the movies on what we call the scare scale. And it's a 0 to 5 scale, and it's going to be story, creature, atmosphere, runtime, and effects. So we maths during this, and
Someone told me I had to do math.
Frank,
This is his brainchild, just so everybody knows.
Like,
This
I
is
did
Dustin's
not sign up
brainchild,
for this.
yeah. So we and then at the end of it, we'll each have our own rating from 0 to 5 for each short. So Dustin, go ahead and kick us off with the short you brought to the table today.
Okay. This is one that I actually highlighted, I think may have been last year on Screambox Essential Picks, and it's Days Before Christmas. And it's actually made by the same people who did another short called Attack of the Killer Refrigerator. And they're from fucking Massachusetts, so of course I had to put them on the fucking list.
You fucking kid.
Fucking kid, where's my khakis?
Yeah, facted.
Get out there to fucking donkeys.
But it's also really cool. Before we jump into this, I was at a mini convention earlier that was created by one of my friends, Horror Depot, and the guys who actually made Days Before Christmas and Attack of the Killer Refrigerator were there, and they had the Killer Refrigerator because they're trying to make the second one. So that was really, really, really cool. They're very active still. I think Michael is working on commercials or something like that out of his media house, which I think is what their production company is called. But yeah, it's a movie that I wanted to bring in here since we're doing shorts and we're basing it around Christmas. And yeah, there's a ton of Christmas shorts out there, but is there a lot of Christmas horror shorts? I don't know. I think this year there might have been more than a lot. And this one goes all the way back to the 90s. And it's got a very, very 90s feel to it. It's, shot on VHS, which I love so much. You're following this girl and looks like she's in a mall. She just probably finished all of her shopping that she needed to do for the holidays. We don't know if she's got a family or if she's alone. But she bumps into a guy who's asking for money, who's saying, hey, I don't have any money for my kids, and, they're going to be really upset if I don't have anything, because they're going to realize that Santa's not real, right? So she's like, oh, I'm in the giving spirit. This is the time of the year where we're all trying to, uplift others and act better and have, quote-unquote, good deeds, right? Because in Home Alone 2, as they say, good deeds count extra. for this time of the year. So she's, giving money away or allowing somebody who she stumbles upon in her car. She goes to put the gifts in her trunk, and this is the fucking guy in the car. And just
it's a lady.
Yes, it is a lady.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the short, we have a little bit of I guess, sort of like a montage of someone opening up a door. We don't really get any kind of glimpse other than like a glove, right? And then we get ported to this girl. And going all the way through, she sees someone's in her car. And then the person's like, hey, can you bring me home? And she's like, yeah, sure, I'll go do that. And she's still in the giving spirit. You see it in her face. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling good, really, really good right now. She goes back into the mall to go and get a hot chocolate or something for the person in her car. And then she starts seeing all these bad things, like, kids screaming, a pregnant woman smoking a cigarette in the mall when you can still do that.
God, dude.
And then she sees the guy that she gave money to who was saying he needed the money for the kids in the bar drinking. And that's why she's like, essentially you see it snapping and she's like, yeah, fuck this. And goes to the cops and says, hey, there's somebody in my car. And she goes back. He goes to open up the door. Person's still there, all happy. The cops are right over there. They pull the person out, wearing like a red scarf, and it drops off and they go, it's a guy. And then one of the cops goes over and goes, oh, he left a great Christmas present for her, and it's an axe. Or before they do that, you get all the head turns.
The shots of everybody turning their heads.
It's so good. And then we get to the final card, and it says Merry Xmas. Oh, it's very minimal where it is. So we're gonna go to the scoreboard right now. So we have it's story, right? Is our first one?
Yep, story.
I feel like the story, you could kind of get what was going on, right? So I would have to give that like a point, 1 point. Creature. There's no creature in here, so there's nothing for that. Then what's the next one?
Atmosphere.
I feel like the atmosphere is really, really good in this one. It gives you the Christmas vibe, what's going on. It's a little spooky, and it's also very 90s, which I really, really like. Then it's runtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, runtime was like 10 minutes, so I feel like that's perfect for a short.
It was the shortest, of the three.
What was your point for atmosphere?
Atmosphere, I'd have to give that 2, definitely. Runtime, I'd give it 1. And then the effects, right, are at the end.
So is it 1 point for atmosphere?
Actually, there's really no effects in this, so I'm going to have to... No points for creature and no points for effects. So it'd be 2 for story.
It's 1 point per, so each letter is 1 point, making 5.
Oh, it is 1 point? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then, everything gets a point other than creature and effects.
So 3. So you gave it 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5,
yeah. Perfect.
Sorry, guys, I'm still learning the scale.
No, it's new. It's new to everyone. It's totally fine. Charlie. Charlie, we're gonna head to you, man.
Charlie's like, damn, I'm going next.
Okay, I'm nervous. What do? Do I just give my score? Do I talk about it? What am I doing?
You can talk a little bit about it, and then we'll just give the score.
This felt very 90s. Because it was 90s. It was a little odd. Had no idea what I was getting into, at all. I'm like, all right, lady Christmas shopping. I thought the dude that was begging for money was gonna do something to her, or something weird was gonna happen there. I did kind of dig the vibe of she did something good, so all she sees around her, she perceives as good. Even, the punk Mohawk dude, picks up her whatever she dropped, keys or bag, and
her glove,
or her glove, and she goes, thank you, and he just looks at her and he goes, you're welcome, and walks on by. And she's like, you feel that kind of
scary.
You got that relief that you feel from her. And then the old lady in the car, that as soon as it started talking, I was like, that's not a lady. That's not. And she's like, I'm gonna go get you a coffee. And it's like, no, you don't have to, sweetie. I just live down the road. She's like, no, let me go get you a coffee. And you know, and then everything switches up to being a little more like what we know for the holidays, people fighting and arguing and, you know, the dirtiness of humanity. And she just, like you said, gets fed up and tells the cops that some weird, like normally what someone would do, someone's in my fucking car.
Yeah,
Maybe
home.
get them out of my car. I was also like, she's going to get back and that person stole all the shit in the trunk. Like never did I think this was going to turn into like a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
And then the ridiculousness of it's a guy and oh, he's got a present for her. Axe held up in the air. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is so 90s.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and then Merry Axmas. I did chuckle at that because I was like, of course they're gonna say that. But yeah, so yeah, I wrote down my score because I was unsure how we were gonna do this.
No, totally fine.
Story, I'm giving it 0.5. Okay. It's simple, fair enough. Let's see, creature. I agree with Little Dustin. There is no creature, and giving it a 0 because I don't count the axe murderer. You know, kind of called it from the beginning anyway, so that's a 0. Atmosphere, I'm giving a 0.75. I felt very nostalgic because I remember going Christmas shopping back then in the 90s. You know, bustling around the malls, bumping into people, just stuff happening. Runtime, it's a 1. I mean, these are short, so the runtime's perfect. It's 10 minutes. Any longer, and yeah, I would have lost interest pretty easily. And effects, 0 effects in this thing, so it's a 0. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm giving this.
It gives you a 2.25.
Okay, that's pretty fair.
Sounds about right. That sounds about right for what I would give this one.
Sounds good, man. Anna, let's hear it.
Yeah, this felt like an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, like a reenactment or something like that, or like.
Are you sitting there with your blanket like this?
Well, I gotta say, this one had the most like creep factor to it because I was like, okay, we're going the true crime route here. Because I gotta say, I knew that somebody was going to be in her car just because of the opening shot and what was going on. Sure. But when she closes her trunk at the same time somebody has their lights on and you see somebody sitting in the front of her car, that shit gives me chill bumps. And I was like, oh man, he's in her car. And so, yeah, obviously you find out it's a he and not a she. But yeah, all in all, I enjoyed it. Story, I'll give it a 0.52. 0 for creature because there is none. Atmosphere, I'll give a 1 to because it did creep me out the most out of all of them. Runtime's a 1, and effects is 0 because there is none. And I don't think her Visine Tears was very effective.
That gives you a 2.5, which is fair. Very fair.
Big D.
So for me, here's where I'm going to be different than what you three just said. This felt very Italian to
me. Oh, that's fair. Like interesting. Okay.
I felt like a giallo watching this girl walk through the mall, like giving it that VHS look definitely helped the tone of the short. And not for nothing how Charlie called somebody being in her car. I thought she was the monster. Because at this point, like, she's so jolly. She's so jolly and doing all this nice shit. And then she sees like humanity crumbling around her. And she's just walking around in utter disgust. She's like, and I thought she was about to get the guy she gave the money to. Or someone, or she was going to lift her trunk up and there was going to be somebody in there. I thought that's where that route it was going. But getting the person in the car, what they should have done was shown like not the face. Like if they could have shadowed the face out enough to where all we heard was talking, I think that's the sting of it being a guy would have been a little effective.
I'll agree with that because they play their hand way too easily.
They're because they did the red scarf doing enough.
Yeah. You needed a more feminine featured male to play that role if you really wanted to pull it off by seeing the face.
I mean, right. Think like also, Terror Train.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but like I was thinking also like long leg. Look at fucking Nick Cage. Like when we only see like from here down of him for like half the, that's what they should have done. Something like that. But for me, I dig this. Like thinking about it as a giallo, I love the story. I thought it told a lot of story in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give that a 1. Creature, there is no creature, so 0. Atmosphere, I loved the holiday hustle and bustle, like the mall, and I like she's literally shoulder checking people throughout the second half of the short.
Yeah,
Dude.
she is.
So I dug the shit out of that. The runtime was perfect. Like 10 minutes was short and sweet, but told enough story to get us in and out of there. So, and there's no effects. I mean, other than the scarf. So,
yeah,
I'm gonna that gives me a full 3.
Oh yeah, dude.
So average. What I'm not even gonna do the averages. Whatever.
Average is about like 2.25.
I'd say.
I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say up there about 2.5. So yeah, hell yeah, dude. So all in all, I mean, did you guys dig this short?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm really
Yeah.
not. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot worse out there.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
bet. But I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum about making a short film.
Yeah.
No, and you got to be a little bit more understanding because it's usually done with 0 budget
Yeah.
and
Which is
minimal
what I think
time.
was. From what I know is the people who did this one, who also did Attack the Killer Refrigerator, they actually commented on the essential picks where I highlighted Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, and they said they made that movie for $20. So it's probably
No
about
shit.
the same
But-
for this one.
The
Damn.
budget for this one was $6,000.
Okay.
Damn.
I imagine
Not
it's
bad.
because they had to
The
film in a mall.
Production. Yeah, production.
Yep. Because that
Yeah.
was a
They probably had to
legit
pay the
mall
mall.
that they were in. Yeah. So
Mhm.
Because I'm looking at the IMDb and there's nothing on here except for that and the runtime and the year it came out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I do know, obviously, we're talking about shorts, and Attack of the Killer Refrigerator. Attack of the Killer Refrigerator is a short. If you guys dig this one and you want one that's a little bit more witty and bloody, go check out Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, which is also on Screambox.
Oh,
Oh,
side
yes.
note, I was able to find this on YouTube, so you don't just
yeah.
have to do it through Screambox. So I found
Okay.
it through there.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
damn. I tried. I couldn't find it.
All right,
My
Anna.
YouTube foo very strong.
Yeah, apparently so. Stronger than mine,
Yeah.
sir.
All right, Anna. So what did you happen to bring to the table?
I brought Up on the Housetop, and this is the newest one of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically get 4 siblings trapped in a house during a blizzard, and their parents just died not too long ago. They're kind of like going through family stuff, splitting stuff up, and the night ends, they go to bed. And they wake up in the middle of the night. One of them's waking up, I think, to just like she hears something and she's going downstairs, or maybe like it just wakes her up and she's like, oh, I'm gonna go get a snack. And she runs into her brother in the hallway who has a gun, and he's like, there's someone in the house. And that right there is creep factor anyways. And then this one has a lot of comedy too. I mean, Tree Venge does, but it's more slapsticky, but this is more like horror comedy. And so I really dug that about it, because you get the siblings like bickering and they're calling each other names in the middle of all this stuff. But eventually all 4 of them wind down in the basement or in the first floor of the house. And the brother who has a gun has convinced them that it's what is it, birdseed? Or what was he called?
Birdshot.
Birdshot, which basically shoots little tiny BB sized shot out of it.
Right. So nothing lethal, basically. And so they go into the kitchen.
I don't know how not lethal that can be. You know,
Well,
I don't want to be shot with birdshot.
Well, I mean, it would still hurt, but I don't think it would do what was done.
No,
not.
it would not do what's
No,
happened.
sure, you'd be picking pellets out of your body, sure, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you would not get a hole blown in you, which is what happens, because this guy turns out to be Santa Claus. But I laughed out loud, though, when this happens, because they walk into the kitchen and it's Santa eating milk and cookies. But when they come around the corner, they look the other way than where Santa is. So he hears them and he says, ho, ho, ho. And then they get scared, turn around, fire the gun, and kill Santa. Huge
hole in him.
shotgun blast through his stomach, and he falls face first on the floor. And they're like,
It's a death becomes her hole in his
Yeah.
stomach.
exactly. It's
I thought-
huge.
I thought-
It's comically huge.
I thought of Kung Pao when he punches the plug out of the dude's
Hilarious.
stomach.
The round circle perfectly out of it.
Yeah.
So then they're freaking out. The sister, it has a small town vibe too, because the sister ends up she's screwing one of these guys that made fun of her brother, and he shows up somehow in this blizzard. I guess where there's a will, there's a way. So he shows up and basically it's trying to convince them, like, we've got to get rid of this body. You don't need to call the cops. And he's asking the brothers if they have a hacksaw to chop the body up, and they're just like, what? But it being Santa, of course, with Santa comes his reindeer. And these reindeer know that Santa has died and is now coming into the house to wreak havoc and revenge on poor Santa. And so we get I love the way they did it, though, because, I mean, that's what I would do if I was making a movie like this. I would get as little faraway shots as possible, and it would be all up close fighting and camera angles, because a lot of this, they're literally just using a head, like a stuffed reindeer head, like in shots and moving it for it, which it's cool and it's comical, and I really dug it. And I'm trying to think, where else does it go? It just kind of ends, doesn't it?
So there's two brothers, two sisters.
Oh yeah.
One brother gets pinned up against the wall with the
antlers.
deer, but there's one sister that's like, she's always dressed to impress. She's always there to kiss ass, never swears, but she comes down with her fucking Negan bat, wrapped around
Christmas lights.
Christmas lights. How are they on? Christmas magic.
Who takes the time to do that?
Okay. I didn't even think about the fact that how are they on. Now I did think what you said, Charlie. Why did she do that? Like, how did she have the time in the midst of all this? But I didn't even consider the fact, like, how are they powered?
Lit, yeah.
Oh, but then she beats the shit out of this deer,
and
then
she does get the reindeer.
And then I think it's the lights from the bat that fall on the ground, and there's the other brother that's wearing the cap. He's like, yeah, fucking did it. And the deer's running away.
Yeah.
And it's like the trope where it's like the lights you hear the lights running, and he looks down and it's tied around his leg.
And he trips up and gets drug away.
Gets yoinked,
but,
yeah.
And then
style, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then at the end, it ends with them outside, and they've turned around and they're looking up on the roof, and it's the three of them basically staring down the other reindeer. Like, okay, we've got to get through the rest of these before we can call it a job done. And
they have fought the hardest fight of their lives against one reindeer. One, and it kicks their ass, and they kind of get the upper hand on it and walk outside, and then there's like that realization of, fuck, there's 7 more.
There's a whole last song about these reindeer.
The reveal of them.
That was dope.
On the roof when the sky turns red.
Yeah.
And we get the silhouette. Oh my God, dude. All right.
You think that was Rudolph coming in for back up?
I think that's what that was.
Yeah.
That had to have been fucking Rudolph, dude.
That would be amazing.
That's it, man.
The reindeer up there regularly, but that red just kind of
reinforcement.
You pissed
Rudolph
off Rudolph.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's what it is in my head canon now.
That's it. But Anna, hit us with the scare scale.
Okay, so story, I'm giving it a 1 because I think it's a believable story. Parents, family members pass away all the time, and you have to kind of go and split belongings up. That's believable. Creature, I dig it. It's Santa and his reindeer, and you're making a horror movie out of that. And when you combine that story with the creature story, I think it serves its purpose well. So I'll give that a 1 too. Atmosphere, I wasn't necessarily really creeped out as much as I was having fun and laughing. Sure. So I'll give it a 0.5.
Okay.
Runtime, I think, was it the longest of the 3?
No, it's 11.
No, Tree Venge.
It was a minute shorter than Tree Venge.
Oh yeah, right. I'll give it a 0.5. And effects, I'll give a 1. So what is that, a 4? 4 out of 5?
It gives you 4 out of 5, man.
Yeah, I had fun with this one. I was laughing. I just kept thinking, like, I see what they're doing, and I commend them for it. Because if I was going to make a short film, I would go these same routes that they're going. So I just think it's cool, So yeah, I had fun with it.
Yeah.
Lil D, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, let's hear it, Lil D.
All right. Well, you pretty much touched on everything that I really enjoyed about this too. And also, like you were saying, Dustin, like the ending is like Rudolph coming in. When I saw that, and I made the same realization, I was like, "Oh, this is really good."
Mind blown.
I want to see that happen now. I want to see how beefed up Rudolph is.
A roided
Dude.
Rudolph would be amazing.
He's like
There we
fucking. He's like a moose.
Yeah, and he's probably like an elf on him too. Who fucking knows, dude?
Cocaine reindeer.
Let's do it.
There you go.
So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It is a new one. It came out.
Yeah.
What, last month? When
Yeah, it's fairly. I'll get into it when I was gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
It ran the festival circuit last year.
Because they made like a little like teaser trailer for this, and people really enjoyed it. So I think this one's really good, and I was saying to myself, if this is a short I gotta watch like every year now, because it just gives you that Christmas vibe. It's got some downer moments to it with parents being gone, whatever, but I really enjoyed this. So we'll go story. I'm gonna give it a 1, definitely.
Okay.
Creature, I did like it. I know it's a short and the budgets are low, but I'm going to have to give it a 0.75 for it. I wanted more reindeer. I wanted to see more of it. I don't care if it's CGI or however you need to do it. I wanted to see more of that. And then atmosphere. I'll give that one a 0.75 as well. A little bit of a creep factor was there. Christmas vibe was there too, but not as strong as I wanted it to be. Runtime. It's 15 minutes, and I don't know. When I think of shorts, I like them to be 10 minutes and lower. If you're adding extra moments to it, I want it to be very effective, and I feel like there was a lot of fill in the beginning of this, so I'm gonna have to give it like a 0.5 for that. And then effects, I'll give that a 1. I don't know what that score is, but that's where I'm landing.
That's a 4.
That's a 4? Wow.
It's a 4 out of 5, man. Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Charlie, let's hear it, man.
This was one of those movies immediately when I started watching it. I'm supposed to believe these middle 20s, maybe 30 olds are teenagers. And I couldn't shake that. I just had that whole vibe to me. And I've grown up with movies where it's been 20 or 30-year-olds playing teenagers my entire life. I liked this movie. I think I have a few issues with it, and I have to keep reminding myself this is a short film. This is low budget. I don't want to rail it too bad, because I guess I just didn't care for the characters, the actual kids,
the siblings. Yeah,
siblings.
They were old enough. They were old enough to buy beer.
Well, right. I guess there's that too, but they still felt way older. And then they would do something stupid like they just killed Santa, and the guys are trying to figure out what the fuck to do. The bully is there, but the second they walk out of the room, the girls are looking at themselves like, "Oh, so Nolan, really, girl? Like, you gotta get you some." I'm like, Santa fucking died. Okay, you blew a hole
Santa
through his
not the
chest.
reindeer,
not the reindeer. But yeah, and the bird, like, that was not bird shot in the shotgun that caused that. It was the reindeers when I perked back up. Like when that reindeer beat down that door and they run in bloodied. I was like, okay, here we go. You got me now. Okay. And I like the reindeer. I like the fight. I got pissed off because she brought a baseball bat wrapped with Christmas lights. Like, that's not a decoration. That's not regional. You went to the other room and wrapped a baseball bat with lit Christmas lights to fight a reindeer. Yeah. When there's another gun on the gun rack over there, like there's plenty of weapons in this house. And, like they're trying for like a Tucker and Dale kind of feel. They were trying for the silliness, like you said. It never really comes off as horror. The horror shot is the end shot, which I was like, that's the movie I want. Like what you just
it
did
makes
there,
you want more.
that felt like watching Krampus. You know,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, the reveal,
vibe,
yeah.
that atmosphere, and yeah. So my score, I'm not being kind to this one. The story, it's generic, but I'm also, because there's not a thing for actors in here, I'm kind of lumping the actors with the story. I'm giving it a 0.5. Didn't hate it, didn't like it. Creature, give it a 7.5 because when the reindeer bursts down that door, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And then they messed up by having it run past the camera and turned, and it looked like a hand puppet of the jackalope. And I was like, oh, you killed it right there. And then it goes back to the big reindeer. But I'm also going to throw in the visual of the end. So I'm giving Creature 0.75. Atmosphere, I can't give it a high score, even though I love the end of it. I'm giving it a 0.5. They could have done a little bit better. Runtime, yeah, I think this one's a little too long. A little too long for what they were trying to do. So 0.75 for that. And effects, I'm still going to ding you on the reindeer flip-flop to a hand puppet. So I'm giving it a 0.75 for that. So how mean was I?
Not mean.
I don't think you're
Fair.
that bad.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, one more time, Charlie. I added one too many numbers.
Trying to give me the high.
Just run down the numbers.
It was 5, 7, 5, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5.
Okay. 3.25.
That's not too
Okay.
bad.
It's not
That's
awful.
above average.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's almost too like the little bit longer of a runtime with a story like this and that ending. It want more. It's almost like more is kind of necessary a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's building a world.
Right. Big D.
So, the little D, did you already go?
I did.
Yeah.
You already
he
went. Okay.
second. Yep.
All right. So, Michael Fisher, the kid that one of the directors of this short, he's the kid and he's the brother with the backward cap.
Okay. Yeah.
He's the homie. So like it's like this is one of those things where he was talking when I know him. Yeah, I'm coming out with this movie. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm stoked.
Oh, you know him? Wait, you know him?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell him, Charlie, you were mean.
I stand by what I said.
No, I don't. No, I'm not gonna do it. That's
He says, I don't care.
no.
I'll go get my baseball bat wrapped with Christmas lights. Bring it, bitch.
No,
Let's
man.
go.
You got a battery, one of those battery pack Christmas lights that like duct taped at the end.
Solar. It's solar powered. It's
It's
solar powered.
solar.
So it's cool seeing the final product because the trailer's been out for, you know what I mean? And then like they ran the festivals and when they announced that they were releasing it, I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm stoked for him, you know?
Yeah.
I love the premise of this movie, this short, man. The siblings, the bickering back and forth, I feel like they're goddamn siblings. Like the amount of bickering, making fun of each other all the way up until bed and then some because one of the sisters is sleeping with the younger brother's fucking bully.
Turd.
Yeah. Dude.
Kinda shitty.
Yeah, kind of shitty, dude. But he goes, listen, we need to bring this body outside because you don't want it to get warm because you don't want this house to start stinking like a dead body. Like he's done this before.
Yeah. He's killed some people.
Yeah. Dude, but
at least one.
I'm gonna touch on everything y'all just touched on, man, because I loved that reveal of the reindeer at the end. It was fucking awesome. Like just the silhouettes of them, it's so menacing. But as for the story, I'm giving it a 1. The creatures, I dig. Charlie's right though. There are times like, the reindeer shouldn't have ran past this. It should have just stayed the head.
Or let us be the reindeer and give us POV shots.
I don't know if that. I think giving us seeing the size of them in front of it was the scale of the reindeer was a little bit better. And then when he impaled, like imagine him getting impaled. We're looking at this dude's chest like this.
Well, you're not even looking at the chest like it when you're.
Well, I mean, not for like every shot, but
that way, yeah,
looking that way.
The creatures I'm giving an absolute 1 because I still dig the big head puppet, and I dig, like Charlie, I'm gonna lump it together with the silhouettes at the end. I love the shit out of that. I loved it, and then I want more from this world. You know, how do they get past the other 7 reindeer?
They die.
Now that I don't know, man. I don't know. For atmosphere, it is very Christmassy there. Snowing outside, pretty much dig because I'm pretty jealous of you guys. You know, you guys get it, and I don't.
You can have it. Come on.
No,
You can have it, yeah.
I'll
Come
take
on
it. I'll
up,
take
I
it.
can't drive
I'll
in
take it. And like towards halfway through it, I dig the action horror element, so I'm going to give that a 0.75 as well.
Okay.
Runtime, you said it was 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's a little over 15.
Yeah, because Treevenge is 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, this blew by. Like, this was a breeze to watch. I don't really. It was easy. You take that back, little D.
I find it a little too much filler.
I don't know, man. There's only 3 scenes in the whole fucking movie. Did you say 1 scene is too much?
Hey, I already said my
I don't
score.
know. No, I think the runtime is pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 0.75. Not gonna give it a full 1. And then the effects, I dig when they come in all fucking battle scars and bloodied up, and like I said, I like when it zooms in onto the reindeer and there's a crosshair on it, like he's like got like a scope in his eyes, dude. I love that shit. That was a cool touch. I'm gonna give that a 0.75 as well, which gives me a 4.25.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah,
Very
man.
nice.
I tell you what, I was originally thinking watching this before the reveal of the reindeer. I was kind of playing like after they shot Santa, I was like, okay, so obviously it's probably going to be the reindeer, but my brain started going and I went, what if Santa is the one thing that like keeps, say, like Krampus at bay? As long as Santa exists, Krampus stays within the shadows and doesn't evolve. But when you kill Santa, there's nothing to keep Krampus down now to protect the world from him.
That's
And then
a
all
good
of a
one.
sudden they gotta, and I know, we've already had a Krampus movie and I do dig the reindeer angle of it, but my brain started going of like, that'd be a kind of a nice little twist to the lore because it's supposed to be Krampus and Santa existing together.
Yeah.
But what if Santa just kind of, he's that one thing that keeps the monster at bay. But when you do the ultimate sin of killing Santa Claus with a shotgun, you've now pissed off Krampus because
he wanted to do it.
Either he wanted to do it or there's a mutual respect kind of thing for balance.
Sure.
And now he's taking his revenge out on humanity for what they did to the gift they were given in the form of Santa Claus. Just where my brain went with some of this stuff.
That's interesting.
So.
Yeah, and I was glad it wasn't the elf angle, because we just did that with rare exports,
and it's been done to death. So,
hanging old man dong everywhere.
Old man dong flapping.
Well, even if you don't go horror, elves always come and save Santa Claus. Even in the kid-friendly stuff, it's always the elves. Yeah. Having the reindeer was a really good angle that I did like. But if you want to get that creepy vibe that you saw at the end, then you want to get into some, dark shit, some Krampus kind of shit.
Yeah.
Some old country, type myths and creatures.
Right.
So I brought the last one, and we've already talked about it briefly, but it's a little short film that came out in 2008 called Revenge. Now, I remember when our friends Josh and Bridget over on The Evil Deaths covered this last year. Charlie was on that episode. So hearing the excitement, I've kind of held off on watching it. Hearing the excitement come from all of them got me super stoked on this to begin with. And then the opportunity that Dustin gave us with letting us do the spotlights on short films, I'm like, I got the perfect fucking one. I got the perfect one. And the Treevenge starts off with a Christmas tree forest, right? Like a farm.
Yep.
That they have these people in, these trees in, and all of a sudden they just start getting cut down. And then we learn real quick that the trees are sentient. They are alive. They have feelings. And I'm not and I'm not talking about exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about plants have feelings. I'm talking about these trees are fucking alive. They are a species, not a And I don't know, did you get paid for your fucking cameo in this, Charlie?
Yes, I made a whole lot of dollars.
Yeah, because there's this dude walking through the fucking forest chainsaw that is straight up Charlie in this, chopping down trees.
I'd love to have been in this movie. I really would have been.
But we see like from point A to point B, from the tree farm to selling these Christmas trees to people who want to purchase them for their homes. And you got the goofy ass people that own the tree lot, and people start coming in, giving them money, paying. But follow one tree particularly, and like I said, we learn how these trees have feelings. When these trees get pulled from the forest, two trees like rub against each other, and they hold on to each other for like dear life.
Dude, I laughed so hard.
Oh, I'm actually about to say you cried. I was like, Anna.
No, I can't lie though. The little sounds they were making and the text that was coming up, it did pull up my heartstrings a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it's like poor trees.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on. Like this is like new.
I know
to them.
It's sad.
And the tree we've been following, gets a home. They bring him home. They set up this tree. And they're like, I brought in the hacksaw. Maybe we have to trim it some. And the tree's like, please don't cut anymore. This and that. And I love it because she goes, make sure you screw it in. And the dad like slides in off camera, dude, and starts tightening it. Pretty fucking
Screw it
good.
in extra tight.
Yeah, but then we get like, montages of other people during Christmas. So there's that little family in the trailer that they're trying to watch the Christmas special. There's this dude trying really fucking hard to get with this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point
with the other guy.
Which other guy?
The one right before that. When you said this dude trying really hard to get with, there's a dude that fucks a tree.
Well, he's part of the trailer family. Yeah, like
no, he's not. That's a third.
I thought he was the dad. I thought he was the dad behind the.
He's not the dad with the little girl. That's a whole nother home that goes into, and this guy drills a hole and lubes up the tree, and then it cuts to the couple fucking.
Okay, that makes way more sense now. Later, okay. So and then it goes to the couple trying to get it on. He's trying his best. She's not really having it, right? Then it cuts to Christmas morning, right? They're watching. Well, Christmas night or Christmas Eve. They're watching the special. It's like the Rockefeller Center's lighting the tree, and the guy on the TV makes the comment. See, they're not just for firewood. That flipped the switch in the trees, baby. Because the next morning, Christmas Day, the first family is opening the presents. Dad is super fucking stoked. The little boy stands up because he gets a little toy chainsaw. He goes, look what I got. And the girl, yeah, well, I got it. And you see a pair of fucking arms grab this little girl, pull her into the tree, and fucking eat her. Dude, it's awesome. And then it goes to the other families. Like there's the other tree that's same family. Yeah. Dad freaks out. He's like, and then the tree throws its star at his throat like a goddamn ninja star.
Like Ninja 3.
Ninja 3, Tree Venge. Tree Venger 3. There we go. I reached the joke. He kills the family. Then and there. Then he goes to the other family that's in the trailer. Eats they're opening the presents. Like, oh yeah. This little girl gets the snowiest white teddy bear. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh hell yeah, Dad. And then blood starts dripping on. They're like, what the? Look up and the cat was eaten by this tree, dude. And he's just fucking in it. Holly looked at me when she seen that. She's
I was right there with her.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we don't kill cats.
No. Except you're gonna kill that cat, go down that road.
Yeah, can't go down the road.
Can't go down that Christmas tree. Go down that Christmas tree road. Dude, and then we see the city-wide havoc that these trees are causing. Like, trees have had fucking enough. And by fucking, I mean we get to see that guy again that was lubing up the tree. getting railed by this Christmas tree.
I just want to fuck.
No, that's the
couple.
The couple. And
Yeah.
that one, when the tree sticks its branch through her mouth and out her eye, then in his eye and through his mouth.
And that makes them kiss.
So
Oh
good.
my God, it's so
Now
fucking
Kith.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Kith.
But man, Charlie,
Ah.
I want you to say this part because I remember the enjoyment the last time about it. There's a family, another mother and child we meet in this, dude. Charlie, I need you to walk us through that part.
So the chaos in this town is happening. You're getting like overhead shots, and it's gloriously done, low budget. People are literally walking around with trees strapped onto them,
Yeah.
jumping up and down, running around,
Like,
and it is so just, it's silly but well done. There is this lady with an infant, a baby, and the tree is fighting with her to take the baby from her. She's cussing and yelling, "You fucking trees, give me back my baby!" And it grabs that baby and it throws it on the ground. You get a POV shot from laying on the ground, and this tree trunk hops up in the air and lands smack on this baby's face. In camera, it's a dummy, but it is like this little kid in a jumpsuit, like, winter coat, smashes its fucking head. Just
Dude.
right on the head. I hollered
No,
when
I
that
was laughing
happened.
pretty hard.
Oh my God.
good. Like, Art the
Oh.
Clown ain't got shit on killing kids. Go watch
Yeah.
Revenge.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
it's tree
trees,
venge.
those trees said, "Fuck them kids." Dude,
Fuck y'all
Literally.
kids.
oh my God. But
So
that's the end
good.
of the short. Like that, it just ends with chaos happening in the city
Yeah.
because the
Mhm.
trees have had enough.
They've done had it.
So I'm gonna make this the easiest scare scale I've done. This one is a 5 across the board. This one is a 5, dude. Everything, the story, the creatures, the runtime, the atmosphere, the effects. Fuck, it's so good. 5 for me. Charlie, let's hear it, man.
Dude, when Josh and Beatrice let us watch this, and it's the first time I had ever seen it, and I was dumbfounded. I was just like, holy shit. This thing's like 16 minutes long. We talked for an hour and a half about a 16-minute long short film.
Crazy.
And
I've got to go back
it's
and
the
listen to this now.
longest we've kept them on topic in an entire episode. But there's nothing I didn't love. Like, and the simplicity of how they did it was, there's a scene like when the trees are attacking everyone, there's like this like mound behind, and it's hiding people who are just shaking trees up and down.
Yeah.
And it looks like a cheer section of trees. And I'm just like, it's so simple. Like, trees ratchet strapped to someone's back and they're running down the street, and it looks like a tree is attacking them. The little girl that gets grabbed by the tree is covered in blood, carry levels of blood. And not only that, they show the tree push her as she falls face first, and you see blood spurt from her face cavity. Just gone. It is so fucking good. This is the epitome of Christmas short film horror perfection. With Dustin, it's 5 across. It is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There is nothing I would change. I want him to do another one. I want to go make one like this. This was just like, I wish I was friends with those people, because that's what this was someone knew someone that owned a tree lot, and we're like, hey, we got an idea. What if the trees got pissed off? Because the whole beginning of the movie is humans torturing trees.
Mhm.
That's what
Yeah.
it comes across as, is we are torturing them for our pleasure. So the end of this is them torturing us for their pleasure, for tree venge.
They're getting their tree venge.
Yeah,
TM.
Yep. Oh, he said it.
He said the thing, but it is this is the greatest short holiday film. If you hadn't had said I was coming on to do this, this was already on my list to watch. Like, this is definitely something I will watch every Christmas since then. And it's 16 minutes means I can watch it multiple times and just
There you go.
laugh my ass off the whole time. So,
Dude, when you have that tree lift the axe and he makes the dolphin sound.
like they literally use sounds from the Ewoks from Return of the Jedi. You know, it is so it's a blend of perfect comedy without a lot of dialogue to bog it down. It's simplicity, it's goofiness, but man, when it gets into the horror, they nail it again. And unfortunately, these other two movies we put into this had to go up against Treevenge. And I was already, as soon as Dustin gave me the list, I went, nothing's beating Treevenge. I don't care.
I'm coming.
I mean, all of mine have been pretty close to that score, which I'm pretty stoked on. But Anna, let's hear it from you. Charlie's over there. He's got to wipe his mouth.
He loves it.
All
the tree sap. He's got to wipe the tree sap away.
He's dehydrated.
So this is the one I watched first because it was first on the list.
Okay.
What a way to kick these three off. And I had actually heard of Treevenge. I know the kill count covered it too, which says a lot about its like infamy. And I think I'm right there with you guys. I think this is a 5. And to what Charlie said, like it's silly and it's fun. It kind of makes you think of those great 80s horror gems. Like it's really simple, it's silly, but when the kills hit, they land, and that's what makes it so great. With all that combined, it has that effect on it too, on Treevenge. So I think that's what makes it, like, that's why we like it. But yeah, it was fun. I was hollering laughing. I was like, this is the wildest shit I have seen. But in the beginning, it really kind of did. I don't know, for me anyways, I was like, those poor trees. Just the little sounds they were making.
Sapling.
Stomped on the baby tree.
Yeah, the little baby tree.
That's why the tree stomped on the baby.
Oh my God, there you go. Makes sense.
Circle.
That was my son. Yeah.
That's my boy.
My boy.
That tree freaking out in the back of the box truck, like, I can't be in here. And he beats the shit out of himself. And then they open the door and he's like, well, you're all broken. We can't sell you. Here, go make something pretty out of this. And it's like fucking holding a chainsaw to it, trying to make wreaths. I'm like, this is fucking brutal and I love it.
Little D, let's hear it, man.
All right. So this isn't the first time I've seen this movie. Short. And I actually had the pleasure of talking to Jason Eisner, who directed this. He also did Hobo with a Shotgun, and he did another movie that came out 2 years ago called Kids versus Aliens, which go fucking watch Kids versus Aliens.
Me and Marley watched that. We loved it.
It's same director. This was one of his first things that he did. And I remember Dean was actually on that interview with me, and we talked a little bit about Treevenge. I think he talked about the budget and the area and how he got that made, but I'll have to go back and listen to that episode. But Jason, he's just a great guy and super down to earth and really, really cool concepts that he comes up with. And for this being one of his early works before he went on and did like Hobo with a Shotgun, which is a movie that I think everybody has at least heard of. If you haven't seen it, you know of that movie. So to see where he kind of started and where he went, and still kind of had that wittiness going into like Kids versus Aliens that's from this. This is definitely, a complete 5. If you haven't seen the short, I imagine you have at least heard of it. It definitely is famous in some sort of sense, especially if you're in a horror sphere or short community. You guys know of Treevenge. So go check it out. It's on YouTube. Go watch it for free. It is 16 minutes, but it goes by really, really fast. I know I said for the previous one, I prefer ones that are below 10 minutes. But with this one, there's not really any kind of filler. It's straight to the point. Like, you're here in the field, things are getting destroyed. Into a home, more destruction, babies getting smashed, whatever the hell is going on. You're right to it, and it goes by really, really fast. The effects are great for how simple they are, as you were saying earlier, Charlie. There's people behind mounds of snow just fucking jumping things up and down. It's
love it so much.
A lot of fun. The effects I think on this are better than a lot of big budget movies, which is very, very crazy to hear. 'Cause I'm pretty sure when Jason said that this was a very, very low budget, and you can feel that. But it's fun, very comedic, like camera angles. There's a lot of like really weird ones that go on to amplify the craziness that's going on. So definitely check out Revenge and check out Jason's other work, because I think you'd be really surprised to see his range of creativity and what he can do, not just in the horror realm of things. So
Yeah,
definitely a 5.
Yeah.
Bigger budgets don't make better movies, and these
That's
are the
true.
type of things that solidify that. And sometimes you need to go back to that. You know, and we're all going to harp on it, but the Terrifier is kind of showing us that not huge budget. I mean, decent, but not huge when you compare it to other things like Scream and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But when you can get something like Revenge done in a couple weeks for a few $100s, if you really needed to get it done that cheap. I don't know what he spent, but you can tell you had a lot of friends that can help you, which goes a long ways as well.
Yeah.
But this is the if someone's in wanting to get into independent films, regardless of the genre, watch Revenge. Tell them to watch this. This is kind of like a good textbook of how to do it right with very little.
I agree.
Yeah. So, Charlie, to wrap things up, what order would you watch these 3 movies in?
Well, I would definitely end on Revenge. You want to end with Shindo, with the tree and fireworks, like at Madison Square Garden or wherever they did that at. And then I think honestly, I think I'd do it in the order I did watch it. I watched the VHS one. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Christmas.
Days Before Christmas?
Days Before Christmas I would watch first, and then Up on the Rooftop, and then end it with Revenge. And I'm glad I watched it in that order, because I felt like I was going up as it went. And it made it really enjoyable, even though I'd already seen Revenge. So I kind of was cheating a little bit, but yeah, that's the order I would go.
Well, D, what about you?
I think I would go a little bit opposite with that. I think I would start with Up on the Housetop. I'd do that one because it's pretty well paced, and then I want to slow it down a little bit. So I'd go down to Days Before Christmas, and then I would end it with Revenge with a huge bang and be like, that was satisfying. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anna, what about you?
I'd probably just do it the way I watched it today, which was Revenge, Days Before Christmas, and Up on the Housetop.
You'd blow your sap in the first watching?
Yeah, buddy.
That's it. Yeah, buddy. I'm with Little D, man. Like, I want the dread. I want the shift, the tone shift. And then I would want the palate cleanser with Revenge. So I would do Up on the Housetop, Days Before Christmas, Revenge. So, yeah, so that is our holiday version of Tales from the Baron. We highly encourage you to go check out all 3 of these short films. They're all 2 of them are on YouTube. Well, you said all 3 are on YouTube. There we go. They're all 3 on YouTube. Go check them out for free. Show Michael for free fitty.
Free fitty.
It was that goddamn monster. Oh yeah, Charlie, we appreciate you jumping on with us. As always.
Thank you, Charlie.
Let everyone know what we got cooking over on B Action.
What we cooking at B Action? When's this come out?
Thursday.
Oh wow, all the stuff comes out quick. We have our finale for 2024, where we do our very first sequel, Shadow Warriors 2 / Assault on Death Mountain / Assault on
Death Merchants.
The Death Merchant, Hulk Hogan, Carl Weathers,
brother,
you're just gonna enjoy the hell out of this. Yeah, Shannon Tweed.
She's wearing all of her clothes.
She is wearing all of her clothes.
Still
I'm
not watching it.
Yeah, still cleavage.
Yeah. She has the heart of the ocean.
She does have the heart of the ocean. Not a great movie, but a great episode. We had Parker from Dissect That Film come on with us, and a lot of fun. So that's what we got going on at B Action.
Hell yeah!
Where they put the B back in action.
There
It's so
it is.
catchy.
We
There
put
it
the
is.
tree back in Treevenge.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah. So this is going to be our very last episode of the year. 2024 has come and gone, and we are now looking forward to 2025. We have a lot of things cooking up. We were 50th episode of Screambox Essentials, which that's going to be big.
Yeah.
I got a lot of people already chipping in on certain things. We have certain directors and producers that may or may not come on. I'm like that, but it's going to be huge, and we're super fucking stoked on it. And it's going to be more of like a round table pal around than it's going to be us talking about a movie. We're going to talk about a bunch of
It's going to definitely be our longest essential picks, and it's for a reason. I have some people coming on and might have some pretty cool shit for you guys to get. I know, Dustin, you said you have some things that you're going to be adding to the pot, but it's going to be really, really big. So I hope everybody tunes in for that one, especially if you're a big fan of the essential picks series that we got going on here, which is kind of like our biggest thing I think we've been doing because it draws a lot of numbers. But yeah, I'm super duper stoked, and that will be happening in January.
Fuck yeah. So January, like, we will be taking off the second half of December and first half of January, right? Or just second half of December. That's Flicks and Friends. Never mind.
Yeah, I was like,
Second half of December, because January is Anna's birthday month. And not only just that, it is full moon month. And I'm not talking about Charlie's full. I'm talking about the other Charlie Band. And Anna's picked out all 4 movies. So it's going to be a fucking blast.
5 movies.
5 movies. There's 5 Mondays in January. I can't count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Anna, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
Nope. I'm just ready for the new year.
Go ahead, Anna. Go ahead.
Oh, was it? Did you say Anna or Dustin?
I don't know who
I said Anna.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I got confused I was like, did I hear that wrong?
I was confused too. It's okay.
No, I'm just ready for 2025. It's going to be a fun year.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's
Little D.
Yeah, like I said, previous.
Anna's over there going.
Well, I'm honestly, I'm having a hard time hearing you guys because the connection keeps cutting in and out. Like, it's been really like spotty the past few minutes.
You sound good.
I think it's just. Oh well, maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
If it sounds good on y'all's end, then that's all that's important.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said on the last episode we just recorded, I'm very thankful for everything that has happened this year, especially for the 2 that have joined the team to make the Barrens Hideout podcast bigger than it's ever been, and for the opportunities that we have been given this year as well, from either interviews or just being able to watch movies early and support independent films, which I think this year has been the biggest year for me to be able to support and showcase a lot more independent films. And that's something that Dustin really, really enjoys. And it's something that's really important to me, is to showcase the smaller guys. You know, going and seeing these big budget movies doesn't always mean you're watching the best thing. And sometimes you just see these movies that get right under the radar and you don't know anything about them. And we try our best to go and highlight a lot of those that maybe just pop up on streaming, or you have to go and buy a physical for or rent, and there's like nobody advertising anything because maybe they just don't have the budget to do any kind of advertising, which has been a problem, I think, with a lot of movies the last couple of years. Is advertisement money is just not there. And that's the biggest, I think, component to films, is having advertisement money. So if we can do our best and showcase those movies any way that we can, whether it's talking to directors or reviewing them or even just posting on socials about it, I think that's the best thing that we can do. And that's what we've been doing a lot this year, and it's going to be a lot next year. But this team's growing, and it's becoming something I never thought it would ever become. And I'm very, very thankful for the both of you and for everybody who tunes into these shows every week, because next year we're going to be probably shooting to do 3 episodes a week instead of 2 episodes. So who knows, man? Who knows? I want this to be as big as possible. But Dustin's over there like, what the fuck?
Did we talk about this?
Yeah.
We kind of talked
I
about
don't-
it, of
I'll just
adding
have to
Tales
tell-
being
I
a
don't
weekly
remember
thing.
that.
We
What
talked
Dustin's
about
trying to say
adding
is not
Tales as a
every
third one, instead
not
of being
every
a monthly.
movie. What Dustin's saying is not every movie can be Revenge.
Yeah,
That's what he's saying.
That is true. But
Yeah. So
yeah,
let's
take it
get
away,
out of here, man. Let's get out of here. So until next time, I'm still Dustin.
and I'm still Dustin, I think.
And I'm still Anna.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
All right,
I get to
guys.
say it now.
Yeah, you can say it now.
And I'm Charlie.
Yeah. Later.
Peace.
Bye.